more of us are starting to think, how can we make our content even more engaging and connecting with our audience in 2020? Well, this week's tutorial, I'm super excited because we're going to talk about 3 formats to nail on Instagram for 2020. So let's dig in and get started. We've seen more and more social media platforms embrace vertical videos. And if you're not doing them yet, make sure that you just get on there, show up, be your authentic self, and start to use this as a way to connect with your community. Vertical videos are so native to the way that we hold our phone that it just makes sense to create more of these. And if you've seen the big push on Instagram for IGTV and Instagram stories, you definitely see why they're pushing the vertical video. And vertical videos are here to stay, and they're definitely going to be embraced even more in 2020. So you want to make sure that you start embracing this. And speaking of Instagram stories, they've actually been generating far more engagement than actual posts on Instagram. So stories is definitely a thing that you want to embrace in 2020. Stories are a great way to connect with your audience. You can share a lesson, share a brand building tip, have a client success story. Those are excellent ways to really connect with your audience. Or you can even add a personal touch and share a day in your life. Now, if you want to level up your Instagram stories, you're seeing here an example of what it could be for my original video and then my actual video when I make the announcement that we have a new IGTV episode. So what I did is I brought that into Adobe Spark Post. I actually used the video and I embedded that into the design that I created. And what's really great is that you can adjust the length. If you have a video that's longer and you need to break it down into 2 videos, we'll talk about that in just a second and how you can do that. But it's really great because you have a slider here that allows you to select how much of that video you want to incorporate. Now, if you want to take it to a different level, and let's say you want to share more stories, a series of 3 to 5 or even 7 posts that give your audience a really, really great juicy tip, then you can brand your Instagram stories so they can stand out. And here's how you can do it. Stories are going to be huge in 2020, so you definitely want to keep your eyes peeled for this content and implement this yourself. Stories typically work best when you have a beginning, middle, and end. So let's say you have amazing value that you want to share more than just one video for Instagram stories. If you want to level up your content and make it stand out, you can create them branded. This could be for specific campaigns. So let's say I am running something specific within my brand that's tailored to a color trends guide that I just released. So I'm doing a series of videos. So what I've done here is I've actually used a horizontal video that you can use from a different platform. So this is a great way to repurpose your content. And I brought this into this template that I have designed. So what's really great now is that you can then go in and replace videos. You can see here the option to add videos that are 15 seconds. Now what happens if your video is longer than 15 seconds? I will show you what you can do. If you have a video that's longer than 15 seconds, you can just use this slider to find out what point you can cut it at 15 seconds. And this is how you can use it to create more than one stories based on this one template. So here's the next video that I have. It continues on to that first prior 15 seconds. So now this is the next 15 seconds. And I have another value point that gives them a little bit more about what they're hearing. Now here's a great little hack. You see a lot of videos that are vertical from people who have high production values that they can have these closed captions. Not everybody has the time or the funds to do that. So you know what you can do is you can still embed your videos and still use copy like I've done here for those of you that are watching on mute, because I know many are doing that, whether they're at work or busy or on the go. So this is a great way to still provide value in case someone's not listening. And what means is that they may want to come back again and actually listen to what you're saying. So this is the 3rd video in my series. So remember how I talked about showing you how you can crop these individually to be able to use them consistently using one template. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go back and we're going to duplicate this template. And then what you can do is you can just put a number on it so you know what number in the series it goes as. You're going to tap on done. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the video. And as you can see, I have very little left for that slider. So how you know where you're going to crop the next story, if you tap and hold the very bottom slider, you see that little dot that tells you exactly what pointer you're at. So when you are going to cut your story, then you know that you need to take it at 45 seconds in this instance. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to narrow my slider, and then I'm going to bring this down all the way to where it tells me 45 seconds. The third format you want to nail on Instagram for 2020 is carousel posts. If you haven't seen them yet, I am sure you will be seeing more of these as they will continue to rise and have more brands adopting these. Now, it's really great because you can focus on one particular subject and you can have a call to action at the end. Now, if you want to level it up, you can apply this concept that I just explained with stories, and you can create these and have your last one actually be a video. So let me show you how you can do that. I went into my brand management assets through Adobe Spark Post on the web, and I created this template. It makes it so much easier to recreate this as I am doing new carousel posts throughout the year. So you want to structure it where you include some of your information, what you do, and you want to structure your content to where you have a title that is larger and captures more attention, and then your value point content. You can keep it short, sweet, and simple because you have the ability to use more carousel posts to tell more of a story. I'm sure you're wondering how I was able to make the image carry out through the next carousel post. So what I did is I uploaded one of my images that's a transparent PNG, and there's a lot of great ones that you have even inside the app that are free. So what I did is I made sure that I aligned it, and what's really great here is that we actually have these markers that let us know when the image is at the middle. The best way to do this is to do this on the web because I realized that you can actually see more of how it aligns. So what I ended up doing is I placed half of the pineapple here, and let's say I did this and I'm just gonna tap on done. A great little nice update is that now we have these undo features, so I can just do undo and have it to where I started with originally. So what I did with the second one is that I made sure that the pineapple lady that I had continued on from the other side. That way, as I upload these into a continuous one story as a carousel post on Instagram, this image will continue on from one to the other. So you can also use icons here as I did to carry the eye across and tell people they need to swipe without necessarily saying swipe. So for 2020, you want to make sure you focus on vertical video, short video format like Instagram stories, that's going to be huge, and carousel posts. These are 3 formats you want to nail on Instagram to make sure that you can stand out and connect with your community. Let us know how this IGTV tutorial helped you out. We would love to hear your thoughts. And if you're sharing your content, make sure that you use hashtag Adobe Spark so we can see what you are creating. This is Nicte Cuevas of Nicte Creative Design. Until next week.